The rhythm of the music throbbed through the room, colorful beams of light slicing through the packed dance floor, while ripples of laughter echoed around me. I stood near the bar, fingers wrapped around a cold drink, my eyes drifting across the throng of revelers until they locked onto her. Emma, my wife. But instead of her usual warm glance meeting mine, she was wrapped in the embrace of another man, swaying softly as if the world around them had dissolved. A sharp pain gripped my chest. In that moment, the ground seemed to crumble beneath me. This wasn't merely a dance. She was utterly lost in him, her head resting gently on his shoulder, her lips curving into a tender smile I hadn't witnessed in ages. A rush of fury surged first, my muscles tensing, my grip tightening until the glass felt fragile in my hand. Yet beneath that blaze, a heavier, more devastating emotion stirred, raw, piercing hurt. We had entered this celebration together, hand in hand, but now I stood isolated, watching her choose another in plain view of everyone. My mind churned with questions. Was this a careless, fleeting act? Or had something deeper been simmering unnoticed? Her actions screamed louder than any words could. I couldn't remain there, watching her unravel the life we'd crafted. Placing my drink on the counter, I strode toward the exit, each step weighted with determination. I refused to make a scene, or let her see my heart breaking. If she intended to hurt me publicly, I'd counter with silence, letting it bear the weight of my pain. Sliding into my coat, I pushed through the door into the biting night air. Outside, the street was a stark contrast to the chaos of the party, its stillness enveloping me as I walked, my breath forming faint clouds in the frosty air. Memories of our years together flooded back. The promises we'd exchanged, the late-night talks, the future we'd envisioned side by side. How had we reached this breaking point? Had I missed the subtle signs of drift? Perhaps I'd grown too comfortable, trusting that love alone would hold us together. Tonight had shattered that delusion. When I reached my car, I leaned against its cold metal frame, staring at the ground. My phone buzzed in my pocket, but I ignored it. I didn't want her explanations or defenses. The sight of her in his arms had etched the truth into my soul. As I reached for my keys, ready to drive away and leave everything behind, hurried footsteps broke the quiet. Stop. Her voice, trembling and breathless, pierced the night. I glanced up to see Emma rushing toward me, her heels clicking against the pavement, her hair mussed from the dance floor. She grabbed my arm, her eyes wide with urgency. Please don't leave. It's not what it looked like. Her words lingered in the cold air, but I stayed silent, my jaw tight. I longed to believe her, but the image of her in his embrace burned vividly in my mind. She stumbled through her explanation, words tumbling out in a desperate rush. He's just someone I knew years ago. I didn't think about how it would seem. I only wanted to dance. Her hands gripped mine, shaking, her eyes glistening with tears she fought to hold back. The moment I noticed you were gone, I came after you. Please don't let this tear us apart. I turned to face her completely, my breath heavy in the night air. You humiliated me, Emma, I said, my voice quiet but sharp. In front of everyone we know. Do you even realize what it felt like to see my wife in someone else's arms? She shook her head, tears spilling down her cheeks. I'm so sorry. It was reckless, but it meant nothing. You're the one I love. Please don't turn away from me. Her words began to erode the barriers I'd built in the last hour. I searched her face for any trace of deceit, but found only terror. Terror of losing me. The anger within me didn't fade entirely, but it softened, giving way to disappointment, grief, and perhaps a faint spark of love that refused to be extinguished. I didn't promise to stay, nor did I push her away. But I let her hold my hand, and for her, that seemed enough for now. We didn't go back to the party. Instead, we drove home in silence, her hand resting lightly on mine, as if she feared I'd vanish if she let go. The road ahead was murky, shadowed by shattered trust and wounds still fresh. Yet sitting beside her, I realized something profound. Betrayal doesn't always end a marriage in a single blow. Sometimes it's the jolt that forces you to confront what you've both ignored. Whether we could repair what was broken, only time would tell. But one thing was certain, she'd never forget the night she nearly lost me.